The time has come.
Rock and roll!
20 men and women from across Australia are about to compete in the most outrageous obstacle course this country's ever seen. Those tough enough will endure breathtaking spills, spectacular tumbles and incredible falls. Only the fastest and strongest four will survive and take a shot at $20,000. But to claim the cash and achieve ultimate glory, they'll have to overcome the biggest obstacle of their lives, the Wipeout Zone. The final step to $20,000. The epic competition begins right now. This is Wipeout Australia.
Oh, yeah!
Hello again and welcome to Wipeout Australia. James Brayshaw here and my colleague in the commentary position, Josh Lawson.
James, as always, 20 ordinary Aussies will confront the toughest, largest and craziest obstacles ever devised. And once the dust, mud and water settles, one lucky contestant's going to walk away with $20,000.
First, however, they must take on this week's Wipeout qualifier. Today, they'll start at the Topple Towers
Before battling the sucker punch
and the big balls.
then finally coming face to face with a new obstacle we call the ring swing.
Sounds like it could be quite a ride, Josh.
You're not wrong there, James.
Kelly Landry is the third member of the Wipeout team and she is with our first contestant of the day.
Okay, thanks, guys. I'm here with Shannon Fowler. Shannon, what's with the outfit?
I'm Buffman. Oh, yeah! Buffman!
So what kind of special powers does Buffman have?
Super buff, super strong. Oh, yeah!
I think you've got a bit of a twitch there.
Oh, no, that's no twitch. No way. Buffman! Oh, yeah!
Concreter by day, Buffman by night. Here comes 20-year-old Shannon Fowler, and I think Josh, our superhero, has forgotten his tights.
Yeah, but thank God he remembered his underpants.
Buffman's first test will be to jump across two sets of our precariously placed Topple Towers and make it to the other side.
Can this 63-kilogram behemoth scale the Topple Towers in one single bound?
Oh, yeah!
Can he repeat that feat?
No way.
So close.
Buffman loses the cape as he makes his way to the sucker punch wall. Buffman avoiding punches, but not avoiding the mud.
Wow, this superhero super sucks at the sucker punch.
Wonder how Buffman's going to tackle the big balls.
Hard and fast, baby. Oh, yeah!
That was gold.
Would you look at that huge impact his rippling, muscular physique makes on those big balls?
Hang on, are we watching the same guy?
Oh, yeah!
Now Buffman turns the other cheek to face our new obstacle, the ring swing. How does it work, Josh?
OK, well, you simply grab onto the rope, swing across the pool and through the ring onto the platform. Couldn't be easier.
Buffman, on the rope, he leaps, he flies, he slots it straight where it counts. Good job.
OK, are we going to say anything about that twitch of his?
I think it's best we move on.
Yeah, probably good idea.
All right, let's cross to Kelly, who's kicking it old school with our next victim.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Cassandra Gray.
Yo, it's me, a retro rhyming MC. I can hip, I can hop, I can jump, I can squat. This is my shout out. I ain't gonna wipe out. When you see me, all you others gonna hide out.
You can't touch that.
Here to represent Belmont, Victoria is 25-year-old MC Cassie Gray. I've got to say, Josh, she's looking pretty fly.
Word to yo mama, JB. Got to agree with you there, Holmes. In fact, I'd say she's looking straight up biggity booyah.
Oh my God!
Oh, no. Cassie, straight into the mud.
Far out! I love mud, guys! Ah!
Mud loves you.
What happened there, Josh?
Drop like a rhyme by them whack Topple Towers. Cassie is moshing in the mud pools for hours.
That's awful. MC Cassie with the top down and headed for the sucker punch.
For shizzle, Snoop, Jimmy Jim. You know, now might be a good time to start beatboxing. I'm gonna knock you out. Huh, sucker punch, knock you out.
Ow, straight to the head.
I really must apologise.
All right, don't hate the player, Brayshaw. Hate the game. Yo, DJ Kelly, let's spin our next contestant.
Okay, thanks, guys. I'm here with Tony Leone. Tony, you're a bit of a mover and shaker.
Yes, I'm a professional dancer.
Tony's been dancing for 30 years.
Cha-cha-cha!
And he likes wearing short shorts.
And it looks like his favourite film is strictly ballroom.
In tango, you can just, as you move, you can just like do a T-A-N-G-O. Put that one over, like that, spin it out, and then spin.
Oh!
And back under. Big little. I'm done. That was great.
That's a bit close for comfort.
Tango Tony now dancing his way onto the topple towers in what looks like a rumba, but he's ended up on his bumper. As we know, Josh, this dancing caper's harder than it looks.
Not really, it's simply 1, 2, cha-cha-cha, 2, 2 and dip. Perfect.
Tango Tony now bouncing across our big ballroom.
And it's heel, toe, face plant and dip. Tango Tony really loves that dip, doesn't he?
All right, so how'd the rest of the field fare on the big balls?
Beautiful wipeout. You may need some help. Is there a nurse in the house?
As a matter of fact, there is. Meet South Australian Irene Frangoulis.
So you're a nurse?
Yeah. I'm the one that picks up all the grotty bits that are left over.
You do what?
Pick up the grotty bits that are left over.
So the bits that are removed?
Yeah, all the extra bits of tissue.
Yummy.
And if Nurse Irene is looking for grotty bits, she's come to the right place.
Back on duty, Nurse Irene is set to administer herself once more to the towers. But she slips and injects herself into the mud pool.
Yes, all the vitals are looking good at this point, but a sudden rush of blood to the head has her laid up in emergency.
My aunties have gone up my bum!
Oh dear, we may need to operate.
Now down with Kelly's our next contestant, Gail DaCosta.
Now, I love your wings. You're like a little Tinkerbell.
I know, aren't I pretty?
Do you like pretty things?
Yeah, I love pretty things. Jewellery, bikinis, flowers and pretty perfume. And I'm pretty.
Yes, she is. I love the wings. You know, she does kind of look like Tinkerbell.
If only we had a wicked witch for this fairy tale.
Meet Emma Connolly.
I'll get you, Kelly. And your little obstacle course, too.
Oh, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
And so our story begins. Once upon a time, there was a sweet little fairy called Tinkerbell.
You've got to be kidding me.
Tinkerbell lived in the magical land of Wipeout. But so did the Wicked Witch. And the Wicked Witch hated pretty things, especially pretty fairies.
I'm pretty.
Fly, Tinkerbell, fly like the wind. The Wicked Witch is coming.
Please stop.
So Tinkerbell, using her fairy wings, glided magically across the enchanted topple towers to safety. But the Wicked Witch pulled out her broomstick and...
Flew about 2 feet before crashing into the mud.
All right, James, you're not even trying. But Tinkerbell was not out of danger yet. No, she now had to make it through the sucker punch swamp.
Oh, please.
Watch out, Tinkerbell. Oh no, too late.
Maybe we could throw another fairy in there and get the two of them to wrestle. Now, that's my idea of a fairy tale.
Okay, now I'm going to ignore that, JB. Meanwhile, the Wicked Witch was closing in fast.
Fast? She's bogged.
Well, then she uses a speed spell. Yeah.
Speed spell, you sped that up. Wicked Witch, now on. And off! Enjoying yet another spell in the mud.
Hubble, bubble, boil, and trouble.
Oh, that potion's strong enough to wake up Sleeping Beauty.
Now that's the spirit, James.
Tinkerbell now, sucking up the fairy dust as she prepares to frolic through the magical mushroom field.
She flew like a little Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell spreading her delicate wings, flapping, flipping, and finally flopping daintily into the drink.
Could be the last roll of the dice for the Wicked Witch if she wants to catch Tinkerbell. What's her strategy, Josh?
Well, the Wicked Witch will transform the big balls into lily pads. Then, disguising herself as a toad, she'll leap across onto the other side.
There's the leap. There's the lake. Tinkerbell, now onto her final obstacle.
The moat of misery, James.
She nails the perfect happy ending for a fairy tale. As for the Wicked Witch, this has got to be her last chance to make it through to the next round.
And so our story comes to an end. Tinkerbell lived to fly another day with a competitive time that just might get her through to the next round. As for the Wicked Witch, well, the only thing she'll be going through is drive-through on her way home from Wipeout.
Thanks for the story, Josh.
My pleasure, James. Would you like me to turn out the light now?
Yes, please. Josh, can you maybe turn the light back on?
We?
No, just wanted to tell people to stick around. There'll be plenty more Wipeout after the break. Welcome back to Wipeout Australia, where the qualifier has stripped our field faster than a plague of locusts. Remember, only 12 will move on for a chance at winning the $20,000.
Yeah, half the field may have gone, damn locusts, but there's still half to go. So, who does the Wipeout course have in its sights next?
It's South Australian Dan Ryan.
Rare breed! Why rare breed, James?
We told Kelly earlier.
Dan, I'm told you're a bit of a rare breed.
Well, yes, I am left-handed and I'm a redhead, and that's pretty unique in this world today.
So there's the panda, the white rhino, and Dan.
Oh, yeah. He's going to smash it.
Oh, that poor delusional man.
The rare breed Dan Ryan making his way along the highway to the endangered zone. Oh, massive stack for the breed.
That was spectacular.
And here we see the endangered rare breed in full flight. This curious primate, distantly related to the orangutan, is one of only 6 remaining in the wild.
The rare breed now creating his own luck on the sucker punch wall. Gonna have to look out for those low blows.
Ginger nut biscuit, anyone?
Maybe later. Meanwhile, rare breed may make it all the way.
He's done it.
The breed fighting for his very survival. And it's looking good.
Ooh, that doesn't look so good.
Could this be the end for the rare breed?
Once they roamed this land in their thousands. Today, only one survives. Rare breed! But you can help. Your donation could save this shy, misunderstood creature from extinction. Call 1-800-BLOODNUT today, before it's too late. Oh, no, sorry, he made it. My bad. He's fine.
Oh, that was fun.
Next up, parking cop Meredy Canduff. You know, Josh, parking cops get a bad rap, but here's one that's out to prove they're not all mean-spirited painmongers.
Do you have a message for all of those people you've written tickets to?
So sad, too bad. If you can't read the sign, not my problem.
Parking cop wasting no time on the wall. And oh, big hit to the box. Sends her flying into the mud pit.
Parking cop entering a no standing zone, ignores the sign,
You can't read the sign, not my problem.
and as a consequence, has her ticket punched.
So sad, too bad.
Over, and over, and over again.
All right, Josh, I think that's enough.
And again.
Come on, Mel, I think she's had enough.
Okay. And again. You better move it, parking cop. That's a no crawling zone.
Righto, stop it. Now, I gotta ask, what's with the green hair?
Well, kids, that's what happens when you don't eat your carrots.
Can't really see, but it doesn't matter.
It matters all right.
Oh, she didn't see that coming.
Well, let's see it again. And from another angle.
Come on, man, give her a break.
Ooh, that is a great idea. Sorry, parking cop, I'm gonna have to write your ticket. That's a no swimming zone.
So sad, too bad.
Rock and roll! Yeah!
Taking centre stage now, wannabe rock star Nick Cushion.
For those about to rock, the rock star salutes you.
Wow! Yeah! Yeah! Wow! And it's a long way to the top if you want to rock the big balls.
All right, here we go, in the water.
The rock star hits number 1, and there's number 2. Wow!
Hey, he's holding on.
But not for long, as he slips out of the charts.
Back on his feet, Rockstar takes on the donut swing.
Rock and roll, or in his case, rock and roll.
Oh, man! What was that?
Now that's worthy of an encore. Rockstar decides to keep going and head backstage for a nice refreshing dip.
But with a time of 2:47, the Rockstar's probably done enough to play an encore in the next round, leaving his mark on the big balls of fame for all to admire. Wow!
Thank you very much.
Here are some of the other characters who made their mark on the Topple Towers.
That's gotta hurt.
Now making her way to the sucker punch wall is Renee Gadd. Now, Josh, Renee's an astrologer and her star sign is Aries. What do the stars have in store for Renee?
Aries. An unexpected surprise could prove unsettling. But as the full moon approaches, a period of success is forecast.
Well, let's just see if your prediction comes true, Josh, as astrologer Renee Gadd takes on the ring swing. On by the rings of Saturn, she makes it! Unbelievable! Any other predictions, Josh Stradamus?
Yes, James, I predict Renee will go through to the next round.
Now making his way onto the donut swing is Angus Ingram, a 25-year-old fishing enthusiast from Victoria.
And Fish Fingers looking a little worried as he scales the steps and prepares to cast himself at the ring swing.
Fish Fingers, safely back to shore, although he almost lost his block. But he held onto his tackle.
And as we know, James, every fisherman loves to brag. How big is it, Fish Fingers?
That's what I call a fisherman's tail. Now let's get down and take a look at what Kelly's landed.
Now, your brother and sister, you're from a big family. Who's going to win today?
Me, for sure.
Are you going to beat your big brother?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
There is no chance.
Drop
There
and
is
roll,
no
drop and roll.
chance you are beating me.
May the best sibling win.
Thank you. And it's me.
Brother Luke on the left, sister Bella on the right, with bragging rights on the line in this battle of the siblings. And there's no splitting them as they make their way to the topple towers. The siblings now tumbling on the towers in pretty much the same spot.
And although they don't know it yet, their mum informs me that the loser will be written out of the will.
But it's Brother Luke who stands tall first as he makes his way onto the sucker punch wall.
Brother Luke rates himself as a boxer. This is his shout-out.
Bob and weave, bob and weave.
No, and a hit to the jaw sends him to the canvas.
Bob and weave, more like duck and run.
Sister Bella onto the wall. And a big hit in the kisser stops her in her tracks. Followed by another one. She's stunned, but she's still in it.
Meanwhile, Brother Luke at the big balls, launching, leaping and landing in the water.
And free of the mud and hot in his heels, Sister Bella.
What was her shout-out again?
Jump and roll!
More like drop and flop.
This battle of the siblings is going down to the wire. Now, if Brother Luke makes the ring swing cleanly, Sister Bella will be washing his gym shorts for the next year. He shoots! He misses!
Now that leaves the door open for Sister Bella. If she makes this, Brother Luke has promised to stop reading her diary and telling everyone what's in it.
She shoots. She's in! She's out! So close! Victory to Brother Luke in the battle of the siblings.
But the good news for Sister Bella is that she's done enough to make it into the next round.
Holy sugar.
And joining them will be dance instructor tango Tony Leone, fairy Tinkerbell Gail DaCosta,
Also Angus Fish Fingers Ingram and Buffman Shannon Fowler. Oh yeah.
and they will face off against the sweeper.
And this time, it's got balls.
Welcome back to Wipeout Australia. James Brayshaw with Josh Lawson, and we've narrowed our field from 20 to 12 in our qualifying round. So let's get to the leaderboard and see who's left. Still in the running is the astrologer Renee Gadd, the rock star Nick Cushion, and the nurse Irene Frangoulis.
Also still in the hunt, the rare breed Dan Ryan, Angus Fish Fingers Ingram, and parking cop Meredy Canduff.
Now it's time to turn these 12 into 6, and we're going to do this with the one-armed bandit we call the sweeper. Now, in the past, we've seen the sweeper crush the spirits of contestants with its single-fisted fury. This time, we've decided to up the ante and double the fun. Behold, the crusher.
Why the crusher, James?
Well, the crusher is a two-arm sweeper. With every rotation, the arms get tighter and tighter.
You're a sick man, Brayshaw.
But as an added bonus, we've given this crusher some balls.
So it's a ball crusher? Get some help.
The rules of the sweeper are the same, 12 start, but only the last 6 standing will make it through to the last round. The very last person standing gets a $1,000 bonus for their trouble. Let's go down to the sweeper where the trash talk is flying thick and fast.
The pressure's on, Bella. You'll be out of the family. You'll be out of the family if you're going down.
Bella, you need your older brother to hold your hand.
All you South Australians out there, you suck. I want to see you in the water right now.
Fish Fingers still bragging about how big it is.
Tango is for girls!
And the rare breed giving it to Tango Tony, who's not impressed.
Siren sounds and we're underway.
Yeah, Belle.
Oh, and already the astrologer almost landing on her Sagittarius. Wonder if that was in a horoscope.
The ball-crushing sweeper saying how do you do to our field on its first pass. But after this, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, and parking cop bumped and just hanging on. But we've lost our first. It's Will McKinnon.
Yes, we see the parking cop having a bumper tickled, but it's Will McKinnon who exits first.
He was probably terrified of our ball crusher as it continues on its merry way looking for more victims.
And James, I'm delighted to report that parking cop is back on her feet. It's good to have you back, parking cop.
Oh, the Rockstar receiving an ankle tap.
And parking cop down again. And she's in big trouble as she hangs on for dear life.
But the party's over for the Rockstar as he checks out.
He lived hard, he played hard. Shine on, you crazy diamond.
No time for sentiment now, Josh, as we see the parking cop back on her feet again and clearing the bar.
Buffman looking strong, as does Tango Tony.
Oh, this is the toughest sweeper to date as the bar inches closer and closer together. And, the astrologer takes a hit and she's down. And the parking cop's down as well. This time she's out.
Yeah, the astrologer caught stargazing, but extra points for creating the sign of the crab before crashing out. That's impressive. And then parking cop, with 2 flat tyres, face plants the pole, then fails to activate her airbags on impact. Let's see that again. And again.
And not this time, Lawson, as the sweeper continues.
And again.
That's enough, you maniac. The sweeper continuing now, and Fairy Tinkerbell's taken a huge hit. She's down.
It appears that Tinkerbell's wings were clipped as we see her smacking face first into the pole and biting the fairy dust.
She looked like she face planted pretty hard, Josh. Do you think she's going to be okay?
She'll be fine. She may just look a little different.
As the ball crusher continues.
6, yes!
Well, actually, it's 7, Buffman, and the next one out leaves the competition. And it sounds like Sister Bella's in a bit of trouble.
That's right. Sounds like Sister Bella's lost all confidence.
Oh, and Sister Bella's been collected by the pole, and she's taken out her brother as they travel to another pole. He's upside down, hanging on. But she's gone, and he manages to stay on the pole. He's safe. Unbelievable.
This is amazing. As Sister Bella's carried by the pole into the path of her brother Luke, who then manages to hang on upside down as they travel to another pole. She falls, he stays in the game. Absolutely incredible.
That means we now have our 6 who'll go through to the next round.
Yes, James, and they are Tango Tony, Nurse Irene, Buffman, Rare Breed, Fish Fingers, and Brother Luke.
Now we see the ball crusher whacking remaining contestants over the head. And Brother Luke gets hit. He's off balance and he's out.
Well, he's probably feeling bad about dropping his sister out of the game.
5 left in the sweeper. Last person standing takes home a grand. Nurse Irene collected. Oh, great work by the Fingers, but the breed's gone.
We have got to look at that again. We see here Nurse Irene catching a bad dose of polfluenza. Fish Fingers, however, full of omega-3, manages to clear successfully, but not the Rare Breed, whose body had no defence against this virus.
As we continue with one of the best sweepers ever witnessed. And it's Fish Fingers, almost losing his block and tackle, but managing to stay alive. Buffman shaken, but not deterred. Fish Fingers hit again and struggling. And Buffman's hit and going down.
The Buffman want to see a replay?
Oh, yeah.
Does the Buffman want to see it again?
No way.
Only 2 remain. Tango Tony looking shaky. But Fish Fingers is down.
Fish Fingers casting, catching, then tossing himself back into the water.
That leaves Tango Tony as our winner.
Tango Tony! For the win!
He wins the $1,000 and heads through to the next round. What's he going to do with the cash, Josh?
Well, hopefully buy some trousers.
And joining Tango Tony will be the Buffman Shannon Fowler, as well as Angus Fish Fingers Ingram.
Also through is our nurse Irene Frangoulis and brother Luke Leone, as well as the Rare Breed Dan Ryan.
And after the break, we'll send these 6 spinning off into a world of confusion as we strap them into the dizzy dump. Welcome back to Wipeout Australia, where 6 survivors from the sweeper remain in the hunt for the Wipeout Championship and the $20,000 prize.
That's right, James, and they are the Rare Breed Dan Ryan, nurse Irene Frangoulis, and dance instructor Tango Tony Leone.
Also through is Angus Fish Fingers Ingram, Buffman Shannon Fowler, and in a surprise twist, Brother Luke Leone has retired from the competition, leaving his place to be filled by the next in line from the sweeper, who incredibly just happens to be his sister Bella.
And they'll all be facing the Dizzy Dummy, which I like to think of as a kind of medieval makeover machine that does your hair and rebags your lunch at the same time.
As we see the Dizzy Dummy getting underway, giving our contestants a glimpse of their first obstacle, the pole vault. The first one successfully across the poles goes straight into the wipeout zone.
Unfortunately, the rest have to spin again and then take on a new obstacle, the donut run.
And we've coated each donut with super slick grease, so expect plenty of spills.
This happens back and forth between the obstacles until we have our 4 contenders for the wipeout zone.
That's right, Josh, as we see our medieval merry-go-round going about its work. All right, release the dummies. And it's Tango Tony away first. The rare breed crab walking sideways, but it's Tango Tony easily across the first pole vault.
Probably thinks it's a limbo pole.
Out of nowhere comes Buffman, but it's too little too late as Tango Tony hits the line to head straight into the wipeout zone.
Look here, James, we see Tango Tony looking to engage Buffman as his dance partner for the victory jig, but he's happy to settle for a solo cha-cha-cha.
Now it's back to the Dizzy Dummies for another dose of nausea in preparation for our new obstacle, the donut run.
And James, look at Buffman's intensity. Super buff, super focused, super nauseous.
Whatever he did, it's worked as Buffman hits the turbos, leaving the field scrambling in his wake. Oh, but he's got a little bit too much zip in the engine as he, and for that matter all the rest, slip off the super slippery donuts. Sister Bella, first back on her feet and deciding to opt for the taking it one donut at a time approach.
And this is our first look at Nurse Irene on donut number 1. That was, of course, until Buffman decided to use her as a buffer.
All's fair in love and Wipeout, Josh. Buffman moving on and now getting cosy with Sister Bella. In fact, he's using it for leverage in preparation for his jump.
It's nice to see the chivalry's not dead.
Oh, Buffman comes up short again.
Use those long legs, Bella.
But at the opposite end of the scale, we see Sister Bella getting back on her feet. But she's tripped over her feet and fallen off.
There was a touch of the Tango Tonys in that footwork.
Nurse Irene back out of casualty now, but again Buffman bumps her in the bumper and she's not happy about it. Leaving the course wide open for Buffman. As he measures his jumps, he's looking very good now.
He's calling upon all his reserves of buffness before unleashing Hyper Buff.
Buffman joins Tango Tony in the wipeout zone.
Oh, yeah!
Yes! Leaving the 4 remaining contestants to battle it out for the last 2 spots as the Dizzy Dummy spins again.
Nurse Irene looking like she's about to dial 000. And isn't the rare breed enjoying himself?
Siren sounds, and thank God for that as they head back to the pole vaults. Fish Fingers looking a little green around the gills. Nurse Irene struggling, but Fish Fingers is across first.
And here comes the rare breed.
Too late, because Fish Fingers has fried the field and he's through to the wipeout zone. That means there's only 1 spot left for a shot at the 20K as the dummy takes our final 3 for one last spin.
And this time it's Nurse Irene out of the blocks first and onto the floating donut.
She's now joined by Sister Bella and the rare breed.
James, it's looking like Gilligan's Island down there, which I guess makes the rare breed Ginger.
Nurse Irene in the lead. Oh, she falls miles short.
Sister Bella now. Can she use those long limbs to her advantage this time? Oh, no!
The rare breed all on his lonesome. On to the second donut, the breed. Measures it. And then he's onto the third donut. 1 left. Onto the platform. Hanging on.
So that's how they breed.
Oh no, he's off the breed! Now, he'll remain on the endangered list as a weary Nurse Irene's having another crack.
But Sister Bella puts that to an end. It's got to be curtains for Nurse Irene.
Yep, this is a 2-horse race between Sister Bella and the rare breed for the final spot in the wipeout zone. Sister Bella makes it to the final donut. Here comes the breed! Oh, he's off! Oh no! He overshoots and finds himself back in the rare gene pool. Oh, our competitors look spent out there, Josh. Have they got anything left in the tank?
Well, Nurse Irene's back in the fish tank.
Oh, look at that. Sister Bella's made it to the final platform.
Hanging on! Sister Bella digging deep as she hangs onto the edge of that platform. Can she make it through, James?
Oh, here comes a determined rare breed. He's charging from the back, fighting for his very survival. Is it too late for the endangered species?
It may not be. Here he comes. He's moving fast.
Oh!
It's a big leap from the breed as he clears Sister Bella. The determined Bella is up on her feet.
Oh! She pushes the breed aside and busts her way through to the wipeout zone. What an amazing finish.
Sister Bella stepped over the breed like a praying mantis.
Yes! Yes!
Now, as Sister Bella celebrates, let's take a moment as we say goodbye to Nurse Irene. And it's also a sad, sad goodbye to the shy and misunderstood rare breed, who now joins the Tasmanian tiger and the dodo, a species who are gone but not forgotten. Goodbye, rare breed.
So, Sister Bella Leone moves through to the wipeout zone to join Angus Fishfingers Ingram, Buffman Shannon Fowler, and Tango Tony Leone.
And those four will now face off in our ultimate challenge, fighting it out for $20,000 in the Wipeout Zone. That's coming up right after the break.
Welcome back to Wipeout Australia.
Well, we started with 20 bold and bizarre contestants. Now we're down to just 4.
And those 4 want just one thing, the $20,000 grand prize.
But we're not running a charity here, JB. If they want the cash, they need to get into the zone, the Wipeout Zone.
It starts with a dive down killer surf and a bounce up the barrel run for the chance to slip by our water wall.
Then they take their turn on the spinner, a dash across the rolling log, and finally a big bounce over the launch pads to the finish.
The first contestant to brave the Wipeout Zone is a real Cinderella story. Let's head to the top of the course where Sister Bella Leone is staring down killer surf.
Oh my God, Mum, Dad, friends, love you. If I die, can you feed the cat? Remember to feed the cat.
It's been an emotional day for the Leone family. Bella and her brother Luke both made it by our qualifier course. Next, these siblings clashed, literally on the sweeper. Then Big Brother dropped out, giving his little sister a shot on the dizzy dummy, and Bella made the most of her second chance.
Are you serious?
Yes, we are. Sister Bella, off down killer surf. This week they're doing it on a lilo.
Oh my God!
James, I get the feeling Bella found her dip in the pool not that refreshing.
Oh my God!
Up to the barrels. Bella's got a real edge with this obstacle. Those long legs seem to make an unfair advantage.
Well, don't blame her, James. Blame her parents.
Have a look at her go.
Mayday!
Makes it very safely to the top at a mayday call. She makes her way onto the water wall.
I'm absolutely loving the frog manoeuvre she's going with here.
Yes, so far it's effective. She makes her way across the thinnest of ledges with water bucketing down on her from above. Sister Bella finally makes it, but the clock is ticking. She needs to really move on the spinner.
There you go. That's it there. Right there, baby.
Well, at least she knows where it is. Now she just needs to hop on.
And she's on! And getting ready for a jump at the platform.
Alrighty.
Sister Bella jumps, and too much into the drink. And a long, tiring swim back to the platform for take 2.
I think she should have used the frog manoeuvre.
You go, Bella.
Lining up her second attempt. She goes high again. No problem staying on. Most people, Josh, spin right off the spinner.
Well, actually, James, most people aren't crazy enough to even get on the spinner in the first place. It's just our contestants that usually fly right off.
Can she land it?
Yes, Kelly, she can with ease. She's on the platform and staring down the rolling log. Sister Bella.
I don't know how to do this, hey?
Small steps, big legs, nothing. She's in the drink.
No, I don't think short steps is the way to go with such long legs, James.
Oh, she's going to have another crack at it. Going. Oh, no. Second time down.
Come on, freaking go!
Sister Bella. Third attempt across the log. And she gets there.
Oh, that was close. Oh,
Commentating her own run. She's ready for a jump at the platforms. She's onto the first. Sizes up the second. This is a very tired lady. She's on. Gathers herself for one last go at the platform. And And she's on! Hit the buzzer, Bella! 8 minutes, 42 seconds.
And Sister Bella strikes the Warriors pose. Strike that. Make that the Warriors nap.
Somebody call an ambulance. 911.
Well, while we get Bella some oxygen, our next contestant is on the starting line.
Woohoo!
Angus Fish Fingers Ingram's fired up. Let's see how he reeled himself into the wipeout zone.
Fish Fingers sized up our qualifier quickly, but really hooked us with his remarkable leap over Nurse Irene on the sweeper. And let's not forget his dashing escape from the dizzy dummy. Now he's about to cast himself into rough waters in the wipeout zone.
Down killer surf. Oh, a bit of flying fish finger action there. Bang! Big landing fingers. Up the barrels. Over nicely. Number 2. Then the 3rd. Making hard work of it. The 4th barrel. No! Fingers headbutts the barrel.
Fish Fingers just turned into a flathead. JB, any more barrels and Angus might be sleeping with the fishes. Look at him, he's tiptoeing like he doesn't want to wake the folks downstairs.
All right, let's see how Fish Fingers handles the water wall.
Taking his time, but then again, he is a fish out of water.
Yep, like the salmon swimming upstream, slow but steady. Fish Fingers making it across the water wall. Now he's got to face the spinner.
He's already puffing like a pufferfish before he's even tried the spinner, James.
Fish Fingers jumps nice and high and spins. Oh! Nothing to hold on to.
The spinner is a slippery sucker, James.
He's back for a second try.
He's seriously puffing.
He goes high again. This time, he clings on. Can he stay on?
He's hanging on by his fingernails.
He has a problem now because he has his back to the platform.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The reverse spin by Mason.
That is the most spectacular spinner land I have ever seen.
Let's go to the replay, Josh, because we have never seen a move like this on the show before.
Fish Fingers flying tail first out of the fry pan and landing on the dinner plate.
At the rolling log now and making very good time. Too fast and off the end.
Fish Fingers with some fancy footwork, but finishing up with the river dance.
But he did complete the challenge, so his time is still strong. He's at the launch pads now, looking absolutely buggered. He's down to 1. Building for the bounce. Up to the 2nd. And over the top.
Straight over the top.
Well, Fish Fingers should know that Wipeout is a catch and release zone, James.
He needs to focus now.
Sister Bella's time looking very shaky here.
He's on the first one. Nice and easy up to the 2nd this time.
Pacing himself.
Just got to put the finishing touches on it. Hit the buzzer, big boy. 7 minutes, 19 seconds. Fish Fingers in first place. Sister Bella, sayonara.
But he hasn't caught the big one yet. 2 tough contestants are still to come. Tango Tony and
Buffman.
Who will get the $20,000? The answer's next on Wipeout Australia.
Welcome back to the tear-jerking, heartwarming conclusion of Wipeout Australia.
Yes, we're halfway through our Wipeout zone and Angus Fish Fingers Ingram has taken the top spot from Sister Bella Leone.
We still have 2 competitors to go. So, who's up next, James?
Josh, it's a man who needs no introduction.
I'm Buffman. Oh, yeah. Buffman.
Buffman Shannon Fowler has been a force to be feared all day. He did backflips to impress us on the qualifier, grabbed 3rd place on the sweeper, and even had the buff stuff on the dizzy dummy.
Yeah, well, now he needs to put his money where his mouth is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess it's our money, actually. $20,000 to be exact.
The Buffman's off and he launches on the lie-low. Look at the distance in the air for the little man. Now he's up the barrel run. A trip, a slip.
I always hated this level on Donkey Kong.
They're coming at him quickly now. Over he goes. He's at the top. And onto the water wall. You've got to figure here, Josh, that his thin frame's going to help him.
And I think you've got to remember, James, he is a buff man. Oh yeah.
Buffman hanging on by his buffed fingernails.
Can the Buffman do it?
He certainly can, as he somehow manages to get his buff bot across the wall. Now the fun starts at the spinner. There's the jump. Clinging on.
Not looking good.
Sliding off. Let's see how Buffman takes it the second time round. This time he's on. Finds a pole and props himself up.
Listen to that. Buffman sounding more like Puffman right now.
For the platform jump. He's on! Buffman flying right now. To the rolling log. He charges at the beam and hits hard at the end.
He's done it. The Buffman has done it.
Buffman applying the heat to Fishfinger's time. 2 launch pads to go. And oh no! How many times have we said it, Josh? You can't do 2 launch pads at the one time.
Schoolboy error, JB. Remember, he's only 23 kilos soaking wet. And he is soaking wet right about now.
I think he'll dial down this next jump. He's onto the first platform. Very, very cautious as he gets onto the second. Now to the finishing platform. He smacks the buzzer. The time is 6 minutes, 17 seconds. He beats Fishfingers by a full minute. So only one contestant can stop the Buffman, and that's Tango Tony Leone.
Tony showed off some smooth moves to get to the wipeout zone. He had some happy feet skipping through the qualifier. Showed us he could leap by winning on the spinner.
Tango Tony! For the win!
And gave us his best spin move by also getting first place on the dizzy dump. So will Tango Tony put the moves on the wipeout zone? We're about to find out.
Adios, amigos.
Adios, amigos. I thought Tony was Italian.
Tango Tony looking good on killer serve. Oh! Hits the water like a torpedo. Heading up barrel run. Little slip. Oh.
Yeah, Italian, Spanish. Now we've got to pardon his French.
He's making great time in any language though, Josh. Already to the water wall.
I can see Kelly's down with Buffman, who's keeping a very close eye on his competition.
He's very quick on the wall there.
He is, he's killing it. I'm scared.
Super buff, super scared.
At the spinner, Tango Tony off to a great start. He jumps. He's on. And taking no chances, he grabs the top post.
Little do-si-do as he changes partners there.
Getting ready to jump.
Oh! Man! Oh, the neck snap.
Ouch!
Oh, spinner 1, Tony zip.
Tango Tone losing some steam. He cannot afford one mistake from here. He's on. And sizing up the platform landing. He makes it.
He's landed it.
There's no timeout for Tony. He needs to make up valuable seconds here.
At the rolling log. The quick step needed. Yes. No. Gone.
His Tango didn't help him there, did it?
Last roll of the dice for Tango Tony. He has to make this. No!
That's it. Time's up for Tango Tony, and that means tonight's winner is Buffman.
You are tonight's winner of Wipeout Australia $20,000.
This is one very strange cat.
Let's hope he's donating those trousers to Tango Tony. What can you say?
So the Buffman can. Join us next time for new contestants, new stunts, and plenty of good old-fashioned wipeouts. I'm James Brayshaw.
And I'm Josh Lawson. For Kelly Landry, good night. And oh yeah!